All right. And three, two, one, and action. What's up, everybody? It's Tony Tubes. It's Saturday. Saturday is South Dakota. Oh, yeah. South Dakota, don't you know? Yeah. Here we are, Saturday night, 3 2019. This is the Dakota Podcasting Experience, and I am your host, Tony Tubes. And tonight, just because it's Saturday and everybody's out dancing, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know if there's really nightlife right now because it's so damn cold out. But I wanted to talk about something. I listen to the radio a lot uh, in the car on the way to the school with the kiddies and on the way to the work to do the job. And you know, I grew up in a radio family. That's actually, I think that's how my parents met because my mother worked for KKAA and my dad worked for KSDN. For years, my dad worked for KSDN. I'd like to say that he was like the program director, but I don't know if that's correct. But he was at KSDN for a long time. So I grew up in that stuff, and I just remember, going out to the radio station and going and see everything, and it was really cool. All I ever wanted to be was a DJ. All I ever wanted to be was a DJ, and I've just never really gotten the shot. I got one shot. One of my buddies said that they had an opening at their radio station and everything, but it just wasn't the right time. But like other than that, it's a tough business to just get into, especially when you don't have like a communications degree and stuff like that. So it's tough, man. It's tough getting into the radio biz these days. But I miss old school radio, man. I really do, because it all just seems like the same. It's whatever's hot, and then it's like you got the rock and the country, and then you have another one that plays a lot of different kinds of music, but it's all mostly just poppy stuff and everything. And I know that radio is supposed to be for the masses, and it's supposed to be, what they want. And of course, everybody wants to hear that new jingle. But I miss I miss the good old days of radio. This wasn't even that long ago. I remember when I first moved back here from Missouri back in about 2003. After I graduated, I moved back here, and they had the psychedelic supper. They had I want to say it was called Live from Studio 7 or Live from Studio 6 or something like that, where they played I don't know, a half hour to an hour's worth of one band doing a live gig. And it was really cool. And I remember my dad having, when he worked in radio in Missouri for a little while, he was doing public radio there, and everybody had a show. This guy's got the blues hour, and this guy's got, my buddies and I, high school, man, Grateful Dead heads and shit like that. They had the 420 Dead hour. They probably still do down there. But there's all this satellite radio now where you can, tweak your own stuff and Pandora and everything, and that's all well and good. But I miss when radio stations, like, you wanted to tune in at a certain time to be a part of this DJ's experience. And like I get a taste of it every once in a while. Like, I am not dissing on DJs in the Aberdeen area or anything like that. DJs these days are a product of the system around radio these days. But like Rusty Rocket on 94.1, like every 8:20 in the morning, he's got like the dumbass of the day. And that's really cool. Like, it's something that I look forward to. If I can catch that, I catch that. If I'm listening to the radio and it's around 8:20, I make sure I listen to it because it's hilarious. But I wish that there was more of that when it came to music. Like, I really just wish that we could go back a little bit to the ways of every DJ having their own show, their own style, and it's not just, oh, this is another guy that's going to pick up the rock hour for me. That's going to, and they're going to play the same stuff. Guys, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry, 94.1. I mean, that's KSDN. That's where my dad worked. I grew up out at KSDN and shit. That's where we used to set off fireworks when I was a kid, was out there. But I heard November Rain 4 times in about 3 weeks from Guns N' Roses. And it's just too much, man. That's too much. I have heard Girls, Girls, Girls by Motley Crue on the morning commute to take my children to school like 3 times, like just in the last couple months. And it's like, what? Like, what are you guys doing? You know, like, come on. They should have the morning show where it's like wake up stuff. You know, let's wake up to some, I don't know, man. I don't want to wake up to Girls, 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 nor do I want to take my children to school listening to Girls, Girls, Girls. And it's like, it's either that or you turn to the, you know, a few other stations and they all got commercials on, and that's fine. They need to make their money, but they all just happen to be on commercials at that one particular time. And so it's like, it's either Girls, Girls, Girls commercials or I shut it off. And I want to listen to music, but come on, man. Girls, Girls, Girls at 8 o'clock in the morning. Give me a freaking break, dude. That's nuts. But I just miss that, man. I miss having a variety, and I miss having a connection with DJs and not just having them be the voice of everything. You know, I love Brent Nathaniel to death. He's a wonderful DJ. I think he's out of Watertown now. But it's like when you have Brent hosting a show and you have him doing every single commercial, it's a lot. You know, it's a lot. It'd be the same for anybody. And Brent's got one hell of a radio voice, so it's just kind of, you know, that thing. But I wish that it kind of went back to the old down and dirty stuff. Because when I was a kid, like, I remember my dad having to go out to KSDN and, like, wake somebody up because they fell asleep with a record playing, you know? Like, there was always somebody out there to drop the needle. And nowadays, I drive by there at, 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes going into Aberdeen. Or sometimes it's early in the morning, just like, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday or something like that. Nobody's there. And it's just like, come on, man. Like, those might not be the days. They probably have, like, Tradio or something like that going on. But it's so packaged. And it's not spontaneous anymore. You know, you had a DJ playing, you could tell what a DJ's mood was like by what he was playing that day. And nowadays it's just there's, where's the personal service there? I miss that. I miss that about radio. I miss radio having a little bit more of a personality in your life. And that's something that is in everybody's life. I mean, unless they are those people who never listen to the radio and always have something on in their car that they want to listen to, that's fine. But for some people, it's just like, for some people, they don't have the option of anything else. And they're just lucky to have the radio, and there it is. But, some people like me, it's like, do I really want to dig a CD out right now? Do I really want to jack my phone into the car stereo and everything? No, I'm just going to turn on the radio and everything. And I just, it's always the same. It updates a little bit with, what's hot now and everything like that. But I just wish there was a blues hour and there was a metal hour and there was like 70s rock hour and not just the same shit. Play some B-sides, man. Play something, DJs back in the day, they're like, check this out. This is awesome because I think it's awesome. Not because this is all that's in the folder on the computer that we're allowed to play. It's weird to me. It's just really, really weird to me. So, and like I said, this has nothing to do with any of the people that are in radio these days. It's not their choice, really. I mean, there are some higher-ups that could make decisions that could go back, to kind of give it that feel again. But everybody's so concerned about the convenience aspect of it. And I'll get to that on a different episode. Convenience. I want to do a whole episode on convenience. Because convenience is killing this country. And everything is, people like to call it corporate. it's just all prepackaged, man. And a lot of what made, yesteryear great is just, it's all digital now. Everything's going digital. Everything's going easier access and easier this and everything. And it's just, I feel like radio is in that realm as well. And I just want to see radio be something cool again. And I want to see them say, hey, I don't care if you have a college degree, not just me. I mean, because there's other people like Ish the Stomach. I'm going to plug this guy right now. Ish the Stomach is a local artist in Aberdeen, South Dakota. Ishmael M. Antar, I think his name is, but his persona is Ish the Stomach, and it's what a wonderful persona it is. And it's like, that guy is one hell of an artist, writer, performer as it is. I would love to see that guy behind a microphone in a studio, being able to play you some of the cool shit that has brought him to this place. And that's, I have a lot of stuff in my repertoire, and a lot of it is stuff that is on the radio, but like I said, it's B-sides. But I want to hear some Alan Parsons Project. That's one thing about, radio people have to understand. There's that one time where, everybody has that one time where they're like, holy shit, I heard this song on the radio. Like, I was listening, this was years ago, before it's even gotten to where it is now in the ways of radio. But I was listening to God, I think it was like 106.7 The Point, which is like, they play all the, Ariana Grande stuff now and everything. But like, we were in my brother-in-law's backyard having a barbecue, and they had that station on. And they played Genesis's Home by the Sea on 106.7 The Point. And I was like, what? Like, holy shit, that was awesome. And then it goes, back to regular programming and stuff. But it was like somebody in there was like, hey, I'm just going to fucking drop this thing in and just see what that's all about, see what people think of that. And I just, there's certain atmospheres for certain things, but I wish that we could go back to having, a 2-hour block of one guy going in there and being able to let you know what he thinks is really, really great. And that would be really cool, man. That's what made DJs such rock stars back in the day, was because they would sit there and say, no, this sucks. Like, I'm not going to play that record because it sucks. Or this is really awesome. The record execs or the people upstairs told me I shouldn't play it, but I'm going to frickin' play it. DJs made bands back in the day. If a DJ caught wind of something and all of a sudden they just tossed your record on in the middle of the day or what have you, shit, man. That's really, really awesome. And that part of our culture is kind of gone now, at least around these parts. Like I really wish that around here we had more musical stuff like that, and places where, you can go to different places where they have different kinds of public radio like my dad worked at, because I remember sitting up in my room in Columbia, Missouri, listening to my dad on the radio with my friends because he played good shit. And so we'd have that on and everything. This was before smartphones and shit. This is 2002, 2001, listening to my dad on the radio at KOPN, and he plays me The Prince of Spades by Dispatch. Like, I hear this on the radio, man. I know it was public radio, but somebody else out there could have heard that and was like, wow, that is really cool, man. And you will never hear Prince of Spades. I bet you Prince of Spades has never been played on any radio station within a 100-mile radius from here, probably 200, 300-mile radius of here. And that is a wonderful, wonderful song by a wonderful, wonderful band that never gets any airtime around here. Dispatch. Check them out. They're really good. Hey, this is really terrible. I'm gonna apologize right now. When I was a kid, when I was in high school, we were cruising around Columbia, Missouri. There was a campus radio station, and we were listening to it in the car. And the guy was not very good at his job. Like, he he sounded really like, and it was like he was a regular, but we didn't really like him too much. And one of my friends said somebody should call him and tell him how much he sucks. Guess who did that? This guy did. And I think that's what's kept me out of the radio business all this time. I think I just realized it. Karma. This is all karma for that. For me calling that poor guy on like a Friday night, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, saying, God, dude, you suck. And then hanging up the phone. My bad, bro. My bad. I feel bad about that. But because of all the, hoopla with record companies and copyright infringement, I can't play the song, but I want to point a finger at the song The Last DJ by Tom Petty. It's a really, really good song. I'm just going to read a couple of lines from it, but it's basically about what I've been talking about, to where we don't have these DJs anymore, and it's all just getting too corporate and everything. So, well, you can't turn him into a company man, and you can't turn him into a whore, and the boys upstairs just don't understand anymore. Well, the top brass don't like him talking so much, and he won't play what they say to play, and he don't want to change what don't need to change. There goes the last DJ, who plays what he wants to play and says what he wants to say. There goes your freedom of choice. There goes the last human voice. There goes the last DJ. Yep. And I honestly think that radio started sucking right about the time my dad got out of it. Because my dad was a great DJ. One of the best. I miss my dad being on the radio. And I always, like I said, dude, that was always my one dream in life, was to be a DJ. And God knows I've tried. But it's a really tough business to get into when, they have a lot of people that are there forever, It's not a big turnaround rate in radio stations these days. And it doesn't pay a lot, it doesn't pay as well as probably what I'm making right now. I'd probably make less than I make right now if I was a DJ. And, yeah, man, it's just kind of, and some of them require you to have like a communications degree and stuff like that. With me, I don't have any, I have board op training. I used to run the board at KSDN for basketball games and stuff, and Dakota Broadcasting had me running camera. I still like to do that. I haven't been able to. Things keep getting in the way because I got to travel for it, so it kind of sucks with me. But no, dude, I have board training and stuff like that, but I was never given a shot at having my own show. And it's one of the big things I've always wanted, was my own radio show where I could say, hey, some bitch, listen to this, I loved it. And I miss that, and I wish that we had more of that around. And, yeah. And like I said, this is no slight against, the radio stations around here, or any people that work at them. I think they all do an amazing job. I wish they were kind of given a little bit more freedom to, be a personality, we want you to have, we want people to, when they turn it on, they immediately know whose show it is. That's kind of what I want. Because like Kurt Campbell has got great personality when it comes to the radio. And Adam St. Paul's got good personality when it comes to the radio. Brent Nathaniel's got great personality when it comes to the radio. Stacey Baker, lots of people have great personality around here when it comes to radio. But it's just, I wish that I knew who it was by what they were playing. That's what I wish I could hear these days. So, yeah, radio around here is kind of strange, and radio in itself is kind of strange. So that does it. It's 12:54 a.m. I've had a hell of a day. Saturday. I got to work tomorrow, but not till later in the day. So I'm going to sleep in for a little bit. You guys have yourself a wonderful evening. This is the Dakota Podcasting Experience, and I'm your host, Tony Tubes. And if you would like to email us, let me get my info out here really quick. Just cause. Our email is dakotapodcasting@gmail.com. And I don't have another phone number to attribute to a new Twitter account, so my Twitter account got flagged as like being a bad Twitter account for the podcast, so I'm working on that. But Facebook, we have a Facebook page. Like us on there, but hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and we'll be talking about more stuff around the parts. And I want to have some guests on. I already have a couple people that want to be guests and everything on the show. So if you want to be on, you want to plug something, want to plug your band, want to plug your upcoming live performance of this, your art opening or anything, you're free to contact me and come to Redfield and sit on the couch right across from me there, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Most things are cool. Most things I'll let slide. So this is really fun. I really love doing this. You guys have a good one. Stay warm above everything. Stay warm. And snowplows, stop taking out my goddamn garbage cans. Okay? All right. We'll see you guys on the next episode of the Dakota Podcasting Experience.